we started working in infectious diseases of poverty in 1988, and I'd been in the job about 8 months. I went to Geneva for a committee on issues relating to the program of TDR. So that was in October 1988. And then soon after, I was appointed to a social and economic committee of the organisation, and the aim of that committee was to support and encourage research on social aspects of infectious disease. That was 1988, and I have continued to work with TDR since then, almost continually, primarily on advisory and expert committees. I think what stands out for me and is the emphasis on diseases of poverty. And I remember many years ago, probably Terry Goddard in the early 90s or late 80s, talking about diseases at the end of the road, the people who live at the end of the road, if you can think of that as a metaphor. And I think that it really drew attention to me, the way in which particular disease took advantage of, exploited people's impoverished conditions and spread under those same kinds of conditions. So, in a way, it was an extremely radical program because it insisted that people looking at the social determinants of infection and the social consequences of those infections took a perspective that was essentially class-related and took account seriously of the way in which globalization exploits people's everyday conditions, which in turn impacts on their health. When I was in my mid-30s, I joined a program that was just being initiated, focusing on tropical health, which is, I guess, one thing. And at that time, to talk about infectious diseases of poverty, I had only been there briefly when I was invited to go to Geneva for a specialist committee on social, economic and behavioural aspects of tropical disease. That got me thinking about diseases that I didn't know much about and put me on a very steep learning curve in relation to the virology, the epidemiology, the pathologies of different conditions that are most predominant in very poor populations. And the following year, I was appointed to the Social, Economic and Behavioural Research Committee. Thereafter, I was involved in governance committees across the whole TDR portfolio. So in terms of epidemiology and research strengthening and different iterations of supporting social and economic research. And TDR has really shaped how I think about diseases and then translated from infectious diseases to other diseases and to address the complexity.